Alright guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today guys, I'm pretty excited because I want to talk about the brand new VMax Sword and Shield, whatever you want to call it, the new Sword and Shield set. And I want to talk about why I think it's actually pretty good and it's just awesome. And I'm pretty dang hyped for this new set. So we are going to be getting a brand new mechanic called VMax, which is pretty much just evolutions to like a GX or an EX Pokemon. It's pretty much very similar to like Mega Evolutions without ending your turn and without using Spirit Links. And these VMax cards are ridiculous, and in kind of a good way. So they're they're similar but different to tag teams. Now the one that stands out is obviously going to be the Snorlax VMax. Not only do you have a really cool looking Pokemon, you have a really nice artwork, but this card is insane. This is a very good card. It's got 340 HP. Now, immediately a lot of people are going to be like, well, dang, bro, the power creep of these VMax Pokemon, 340 HP is ridiculous. If you actually put a buff padding on Snorlax here, you're going to go up to 390 HP. You're almost going to have 400 HP because of buff padding, which is a little crazy. Now, Snorlax does have a weakness to fighting, which is pretty relevant. Fighting is one of the worst weaknesses to have, in my opinion, apart from maybe Psychic and Dark. So it has a relevant enough weakness. Now, I think this card in Standard, I think we'll see quite a bit of play. Fighting types in Standard right now are not that great. There's really no good fighting deck that comes to my mind right off the bat that's like super good right now in Standard. So it has relevant typing. And its attack G-Max Fall can work with a triple energy. You can do 60 plus 30 more damage if your bench Pokemon. So you have a 340 HP Pokemon with a 3 CE, a pretty decent weakness. Now it is an evolution, so you will have to use Snorlax. But honestly, this is a really good set. Not only are we going to kind of be getting a new brand of stuff, like, you know, they're kind of getting rid of the Sun and Moon era once this, you know, once we kind of get that Sword and Shield on format. We're going to be saying bye to the whole Sun and Moon era. And this format I mean, this new set's looking pretty good, man. We're getting a reprint of Juniper / Sycamore. We're getting some really good new Ball Search cards. Some pretty cool cards like Switch, Pokemon Catcher, Rare Candy. They're all staying. We even got a really cool new metal tool, a metal item card that is pretty much this metal, you know, it's Aqua Patch, but for metal Pokemon. So the Sword and Shield set I'm really liking. It's really refreshing, and it's kind of resetting everything. It's giving us a lot of new cool things to look forward to. VMax cards are a lot cooler than Tag Team Pokemon. They're very similar because a VMax Pokemon does indeed give up 3 prizes. But VMax Pokemon I think are just cooler because it's not just 2 Pokemon in one card. It's, you know, kind of lazy. It's a really cool design. You get really cool artworks. You get these really cool, literal massive Pokemon. And I'm excited to see what other VMax Pokemon we get. Now, obviously, these things are really powerful. They have a lot of HP, which is kind of worrying. I mean, considering we have stuff like Mallow and Lana in the format, and Great Catcher doesn't work on VMax Pokemon, that is pretty ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, Lana is going to be so good with these VMaxes, it's actually ridiculous. And I mean, the power creep is not the greatest thing ever, you know, it's a little out of proportion, but VMAXs, I think, are a little bit cooler and better than Tag Team Pokemon. Now, we have a lot of other cool new cards. We got this Lapras V here. Shout out to Poke Beach, by the way, for all the scans. We got Lapras V. Touch one water from your hand as Pokemon. Switch it with one of your bench Pokemon. That is pretty relevant as a way to build up Lapras into Lapras V. Now, Lapras VMAX is also alright. Now, this is going to probably see play in Archies. But as a nice solid water attacker, I think it's pretty good. Again, you gotta remember these VMAX Pokemon cannot be brought out through Great Catcher, so unless they eradicate it, you can actually just use the baby Lapras V, build this thing up manually using that, and then you can get this guy attacking with G-Max Pump, which could do 180 damage with 3 waters on it. It's not doing insane numbers, but it does, again, have 320 HP, can't be brought out with Great Catcher, and pair this with stuff like Mallow and Lana. You have a pretty good combination. Snorlax V is not that great. You're obviously just going to use Snorlax to go into the Snorlax VMAX here. Now, obviously, in Expanded with Skyfield, this card can do 300 damage with a full bench. Fighting, though, in Expanded is a little more relevant. Your opponent can easily just pop off a Dangerous Rogue on you. They can then B-String to Buzzwole. But you never know. We might find some workarounds to make this card better in Expanded. Maybe use, like, Weakness Policy or something like that. We do have this new Galarian Zigzagoon with the ability Tantrum Head. Once you're in turn before you attack, when you place from your hand onto your bench, you may put 1 damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon. It's not a great ability. It's decent though. It's like Distortion Door, but a little less good. Now, we have a lot of really good items in this set. This is one of the things I like about this. Now, the normal V cards we got are kind of bad. I mean, there's not really any that stand out to me in particular, maybe other than the Lapras and maybe Tapu Koko. Other than that, these V cards, they're not that great. They're obviously kind of, well, I guess these 2 V cards are decent. But like, the Victini's alright, Spreading Flames, attach up to 3 fires from discard pile to your Pokemon any way you like. They're just basically GX Pokemon, but not as good. There's a few V Pokemon that do stand out. Koko might be okay thanks to Thunder Mountain and, of course, Electro Power. Keldeo actually isn't terrible either, I guess. It's nothing great. 210 HP for a basic, though, is pretty good. And Secret Sword, once again, it's a great attack, can deal with fire types, which is nice. DDV is actually pretty cool. It's got the attack Psychic, doing 10 plus 6 more damage for each energy your opponent's active. Considering a lot of decks right now involve a lot of energy on the active, this attack can actually one-shot stuff. This can obviously take out Mewtwo pretty well. It's only weak to Dark, which is not a great weakness, but Dark is not that relevant in Standard anymore outside of Dark Box. But yeah, some of these V cards just aren't that good. Like Stonjourner V, not that great. Regirock V is also kind of underwhelming. Zacian V is pretty cool. Interpreted Sword. Once you're in turn before you attack, or once you're in turn, you may look at the top 3 cards of your deck, attach any number of metals you find there. You can put the other card in your hand. So it's literally just draw 3 cards. If any of them happen to be metal energies, you can put them on this Pokemon. Your turn will end, which is not that great. But again, it's a bench sitter. You can have like a doll in the active or something like that. It's not the end of the world. Or you can use it on your first turn, right? Where you can't attack anyways. So this is a pretty good card. And then even this one, oh my god, I cannot pronounce that. Zamazenta V. This card is also good, and it's a pretty good card right out the gate in this base set because of Dauntless Shield. Preventing any damage on this thing by VMax Pokemon is great. If VMax Pokemon, because we're obviously going to be getting more than just Lapras and Snorlax. Once we get some more good VMAXs, and with how good VMAXs look to be, they're going to be really popular. This card immediately will just be like, alright, I'm going to put a Chaotic Swell in play, and my ability is going to make me immune to them. And then, yeah. So, yeah, Zacian and Zamazenta, they're pretty good cards, too. Now, one of the things I like about the set is we're just getting a bunch of new items that the Sun and Moon On era has sorely missed. First off, we are getting a brand new rod card. Lana's Fishing Rod, at first I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. You get a tool, you get a Pokemon back into your deck. Fishing Rod, well, not as good as Stretcher or Super Rod. It's at least something. So flip 2 in any combination of Pokemon basic energy from your discard pile in your deck. So you can get 2 Pokemon back for free. This is way better than Lana's Rod, but not as good as Super Rod or Stretcher. It's in the middle. I'll take it. It's at least a way to get Pokemon back, which is something I think we have been missing out quite a bit. We got Metal Saucer, which is going to give Metal Pokemon some new support. And you got Attachment Energy from your discard pile to when you bench Metal Pokemon. Obviously, this card will see play in Melmetal GX. Lucario Melmetal will see some homes for this card. So yeah, pretty good card. Pretty much just Aqua Patch, Dark Patch for Metal Pokemon. We do have Meowth VMAX here, another VMAX Pokemon. Now this one is, I think, the worst of the 3 we've gotten shown so far. G-Max Gold Rush, 200 damage for 4 colors, draw 3 cards. Yeah, it's nothing too special. I mean, you'd much rather just use Break Star if you're going to use any Pokemon that can be built up with Welder like this, because you get any cards you want. So, Meowth, straight out the gate, is definitely the worst VMAX card we've seen so far. And the normal Meowth is also pretty bad. But there's a lot of other good cards in this set, too. We do have Cinderace here with Libero. Once you're in turn before you attack, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to active, attach up to 2 fires from discard pile to it, and then you do Flare Striker for 190. So if you get a bunch of these guys in play, you could actually have a pretty good chain going as long as you bring out like a Free Retreater or a Jirachi. You can constantly attack with this guy, it seems, for 190, and 190 is pretty good. You're definitely going to be one-shotting VMAX Pokemon, and you're also going to be doing a lot of damage in general. So, pretty good card. We have Inteleon with Shady Dealings when you play it from your hand. Okay, it has the same ability as Alolan Ninetales GX. Which is good. It is a stage 2, which is a lot worse than Ninetales. This card is not that great. If this Aqua Bullet attack maybe did 130 damage, it would be a lot better because there's a new tool that makes your attack do 10, and then it can one-shot fire types like Reshizard. Outside of that, it's just not that great. This is a really good card, though. I think out of all the three things we've seen so far, this is definitely the best one. Rillaboom with Voltage Beat. Once your turn before you attack, you may search your deck for up to 2 grass energies and attach them to one of your Pokemon. So this ability can see play with Alolan Executor Rowlet, it can see play with Vileplume GX, it can see play even with Rayquaza GX, this could also see some play. And I'm glad that grass types now have an Energy Accelerator back, because grass types, I mean, they are good. Grass types are actually not the worst type right now, but, you know, this I do think is going to help them out quite a bit. Now, some more cards we can look at here. One thing I'm very excited for, though, is just we're getting a bunch of new cards that we have missed. Now, VMaxes, I think, are just better than tag teams, but I am glad we are getting some new... we're just getting back a bunch of cards that we have just sorely missed. We have some other cards here. We got another Rillaboom. This one is not that great compared to the other one we got shown. Not all the scans are on Pokebeach yet. Unless, you know, there's an insane busted ability, then, you know, whatever. But most of these cards are kind of unplayable for the most part. I do hope we get better fighting types, though, in Standard, because the only things really that can deal with Snorlax, like this guy won't really be doing it. 60, if you have 1 extra fighting to 70 damage, okay, you're going to be doing 130. You're not even going to come close to one-shotting Snorlax. So, I do hope we get a better fight. We get way better fighting types, because the only thing that can really deal with Snorlax VMAX pretty much seems to be Machamp, Marshadow, and Zygarde GX. But we got a lot of really good trainers and items that are coming back into the format. First off, we are getting Professor Sycamore back. This supporter card is so good. Now, Sycamore in Expanded and Sycamore now in our Sun and Moon format might be a little bit more, you know, different. We might not see 4 of these in every single deck, though we probably will, because Discard Draw 7 is so good. Like, a lot of people hate on this mechanic for some reason. It's way better than, you know, the Lily engine of, like, okay, maybe sometimes Lily draws you 8, maybe sometimes Lily draws you 2 cards or 3 cards. Cynthia definitely, with this card, is a great combo, so I'm glad to see Professor's Research back. Immediately getting that Sycamore engine back is so good, and I think really healthy for the game in general. We got Marini here. Both players shuffle their hands without looking and put them at the bottom of their decks. Then you draw 5, your opponent draws 4. Not a great card by any means, but it's pretty much just let loose to your opponent, which is nice. So, I like having more opponent shuffle draw supporters other than just, you know, reset stamp. Bede here, touch base energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon, nothing too special. Now, we are getting 2 really good cards here. Quick Ball. One of the reasons I'm excited for this set, we are getting a good Ball Search back. Discard 1 card from your hand. To play this, search your deck for basic, reveal it, put it in your hand. Discarding a card, perfectly fine. Getting a basic in your hand is so good. Quick Ball, such a nice card to see. I'm excited, because just getting good Ball Search cards, it's something that we have missed out on, considering Pokecom, Cherish Ball, and Treasure seem to be the only ones that you can really work with right now. And even Evolution Incense is good. Search your deck for an Evolution, reveal it. And with these new VMAX cards, this is a great card to have too. Just good searching cards. It's just so nice to see in the format once again. And Fine Band, well, not as good as Choice Band. This attacks to the Pokemon's attack 2, do 10 more damage. So, eat 10 more damage. Not amazing, but it's, you know, it's relevant enough. I'd rather have this over, you know, having a different tool that didn't increase damage output. Rodon Bike, draw a card and have 6 in your hand, but your turn ends. So nothing special there. But you know what? That could see play at some point. Giant Charm is pretty cool. The Pokemon's attached to gets 30 HP, so I guess once Buff Padding comes out, you can just use this with Snorlax V, give it 370 HP, put on Lapras V, give it, you know, 350 HP. Team Yell Grunt. Now, this is a hilarious card. It's trying to be Team Flare Grunt, but it's failing miserably. Put energy from your opponents into their hand. From your opponent's Pokemon into their hand. Combo this, I guess, with Reset Stamp. Maybe you could have some kind of discarding energy combo back. Not that great, though. Switch is getting the reprint. We are seeing some pretty basic cards here, like Potion, Switch, Crushing Hammer. But I think Switch is still a relevant card to see back. It's just refreshing to have Switch. Just consider how good. Great Ball's coming back, so another cool Ball Search card that could pop up again. Energy Search is coming back. Energy Spinner is 5 times better than this card, but cool. Energy Switches and Energy Retrieval are getting reprinted, so they'll be around for quite a while. Pokegear coming back is also pretty sick, too. Being able to look at the top 7 is just so good. Without Lele anymore, and I don't think we'll be seeing that Lele engine back for a while, it's nice to see Pokegear be reprinted. Palpad also getting reprinted is kind of cool. Well, Palpad is not really a one-of in many decks right now outside of Welder decks. It's still good to see this card in the format. Citrus Berry is interesting as a tool. At the end of each player's turn, if the Pokemon's card attached to has at least 30 damage on it, heal 30 from it, discard this card. Cool, I guess. I'm sure someone will make this work considering how bulky the Pokemon are right now. Center Lady's coming back, which is, I guess, cool. And of course, Rare Candy getting reprinted. We're always going to see Rare Candy come back, hopefully. But I'm just excited for the set. One other card we're seeing actually is Pokemon Catcher. Now, here's the thing. We got Custom, Great Catcher, and Pokemon Catcher. We're going to have 3 gusting items right now. And out of all of them, Great Catcher will still probably be the best because we're not going to be having as many V cards and VMax cards when the set drops. So GXs and tag teams will still see a lot of play before, you know, we start seeing way better VMAXs that rival the tag team power. But Great Catcher is really the best, and Custom are the only ways to bring out VMAX Pokemon from the bench. You can't use Great Catcher with them. So it's going to be interesting to see if people incorporate Pokemon Catchers in their deck. It's still a coin flip though, so it's a very risky card. It is nice to see this back in the format considering Gust has been kind of weird right now. I mean, this card will obviously hurt non-GX decks that, you know, are like, oh, they don't play customs, or they don't play Great or Custom. We're fine, we're safe, we're not going to get brought out in the active spot. And Great Catcher provides some support for them. I think Pokeball is getting reprinted too. So we're just seeing a lot of good reprints. And it really does seem like Pokemon want to kind of bring back a lot of the good cards that, you know, the Sun and Moon era format missed. I'm trying to see if there's any more scans. I think there is. I'm trying to see here on Poke Beach. Okay, maybe not, but I think Pokeball's coming back. But I mean, overall, guys, this is just great. I'm excited for this new set. What do you guys think about VMAX cards? Let me know down below. Do you like VMAX cards? Do you like the new mechanic? Do you think it's better than tag teams? Personally, I think it is. Tag teams being just big basics is kind of, it's not the greatest, you know, thing in the world. The power creep is a little scary and a little annoying. The fact that, you know, 300 HP plus Pokemon are going to be a thing now, it is kind of ridiculous and scary. So that is not, you know, amazing. You know, even though they're still going to give up 3 prizes, it's still, like, with Mallow and Lana in the format, they are going to be a little bit hard to deal with for sure. Not really a big fan of that engine too much. But overall, I think VMAXs are really cool. They're cooler artworks, they're cooler mechanics than Tag Team Pokemon, so that's always cool. And the fact that we're getting cards like Sycamore and we're getting good Ball Search back is so nice to see. So I'm excited for the Sword and Shield set. Just wanted to kind of gush about it. So let me know down below your thoughts about it. I'll see you guys on a PCGO video. Sub to the channel, help me reaching 7K subs if you haven't subbed already. And I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.